try to get home to you guys. See me, try to make what happen. Try to do the best we can. Now, if you bet in a store, this might be hard for you guys. As always, we live in a digital world, so make sure that you got a couple of sportsbook, FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet365, BetMGM, Caesar Sportsbook, whatever sportsbook that you may have for choice, right? Back tonight, we have our Sixers shirt. First game up, this is going to be the 7-10 game. We have the Orlando Magic. So basically, if you bet online, you should be okay because you still be able to put your ticket in. If you're betting in the store, unless you at the store that you're betting your ticket in or at a casino, this might be hard for you. Now, I do apologize. I am working consecutively trying to get all of our platforms up and running in terms of YouTube and also our Instagram as well, right? So we have a lot of work going on behind the scenes, right? But not to dwell in all that. Let's try and dive into the picks tonight. Hopefully, guys have been following. As always, do not take all the picks that I say and put on a crazy ass parlay trying to win. Whatever amount of money you're trying to win. Take the picks that you like, leave the rest, right? And you go from there. It's better to actually put more money on your ticket with the teams that you like versus trying to overdo it, right? First pick up tonight, as I said, we have the Orlando Magic. All right. And in this one, so you got the Orlando Magic taking on the Miami Heat. Now, I am coming to you guys live from Facebook and also YouTube as well, right? So the Orlando Magic taking on the Miami Heat in this one. Now, in this contest, we all know, right? Orlando Magic has been a team to beat at home, right? They've been doing really well at home. So in the last 5-6 games, we've seen the Orlando Magic being at home. They actually been doing really well in terms of covering the spread and all that stuff. Now, on the Miami side, you can look and say that, yes, they have been doing a good job themselves as well. But more so, we're looking at the absence of Jimmy Butler, right? And in the 4 games that they have played without Jimmy Butler, we have seen the Miami Heat go 1-3. I don't know what's wrong with my Facebook. They don't want to, I guess they don't want to have us do it on there for the live. So I guess we're just going to stick to our YouTube channel for this particular video. Don't mind me, guys. I have my notes right in front of me. So to reiterate, right? So we're starting out, as I said, with the Orlando Magic taking on the Miami Heat. Now, without Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat is 1-3 in their last 4 games that they have actually played, right? So the Orlando Magic is actually covering, in terms of teams covering, we look at, for example, the Oklahoma City Thunders, Orlando Magic, right? The Brooklyn Nets. Teams like those that we normally see that for whatever reason they have a good sense whether or not they win the game, whatever the spread is, they normally cover, right? And in this particular matchup, now we do see that the Orlando are coming off a two-game losing streak on the road, right? And typically we know that they play their better basketball at home in front of their fans. So coming off a 2-game losing streak to the Boston Celtics, hats off to the Boston Celtics. They do have one of the better offensive prowess in the NBA. Also, one of the better defensive rating in the NBA. When they're playing at home, right? On the road is a little bit different story, right? We've seen what Golden State was able to do against him last night. So on the road, the Boston Celtics is a little bit different team, but getting the job done at home mostly. But they're on the road in terms of that one. Fail to cover, fail to win that game. Shout out to Steph Curry on that one. But to get back to our picks in terms of the Orlando Magic versus the Miami Heat, in this one, I look for the Magic to actually cover this. The spread is actually only 5. Now, with the Orlando Magic being a cover team at home, right, along with the Houston Rockets and all the other teams that I mentioned, and with their number 1 player being out for the Miami Heat, I do look towards the Orlando Magic. You can take them on the money line, right, or -5.5. Either way that you choose to go about that one, I do support that one. And as I said, I look for a bounce back spot because they lost their last 2 games to the Boston Celtics on the road, but being at home is a different story, right? Talking about the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are also at home versus the Atlanta Hawks. 10-1 at home, 4-0 as favorite. The Atlanta Hawks, they are 3-7 as underdogs, so therefore they only won 30% of their games out of the last 10 being underdogs on the road, right? That doesn't fare too well for your team if you lean towards the Atlanta side, especially knowing that they only cover in 30% of their games as underdogs. The Houston Rockets have been one of the better cover teams at home, as I said earlier, including the Oklahoma City Thunders, in terms of getting the job done, right? So I would look for no different from the Rockets. On the line, it's -3 in terms of that one. So Rockets money line or Rockets -3, I definitely do support those two as well. Next up, we got Cody White. This is an 8:10 p.m. game. You do have the Chicago Bulls. And plain and simple, I don't really care who they're facing, right? The main guy that we're looking at is Kobe White, because this guy has been doing tremendous things out there on the floor. He's their point guard for the Chicago Bulls, and ever since Zach LaVine have been out, the team have actually stepped up a little bit more. We can see that their points per game have increased, that says a lot, because if you're missing one player and all of a sudden you're actually be able to beat the team that you're supposed to beat, and your team total is actually going up, those are good signs, right? So I don't know what they got working in for Zach LaVine, but it might be a trade coming very soon on that behavior, right? So Cody White, I'm looking at him for points, rebounds, and assists. Now, over his last 5 games, including the last one in which they played the Philadelphia Sixers, which have, along with the Boston Celtics, have some of the better defensive prowess in the NBA, right? So in his last 5 games, we're looking at 41, 34, 44, 39, and 43 points, rebounds, and assists for Kobe White. He have the ball in his hand enough, right? So he can determine whether he's going to pass, he's going to shoot, or all the combination in between that, right? So we'll look for Kobe White to continue his dominance so far. And the last six times we bet on Kobe White, he have actually cashed for it. So therefore, he's a guy to actually respect our money, right? So we're gonna look forward to continue to ride that until the wheels fall off. So far, right? Now, as I said, I do have on the Sixers shirt. We know what the Sixers can do. Joel Embiid, as I said, shout out to them. And Maxey too. Last game, not last game, but a couple games before, he disappointed us. But, nonetheless, a shout out to them as well for what they've been doing over the season. I have two more plays for you guys, which is going to be Luka Doncic under 10.5 assists. Now, don't get me wrong. A couple nights ago, we actually tried to take his assists over 9.5, in which he only ended up on, I believe, 7 or 8 assists. Yes, it's still no Kyrie Irving dealing with whatever personal issues or whatever issues that he's dealing with currently. But Luka Doncic, surprising to my knowledge, in the last 15 games, he went under in actually 12 out of those 15 games, right? And in the 3 games that he actually did win over, he went over against the Lakers, the Timberwolves, and Oklahoma City Thunder, right? But in 15 games, that is enough to say that for me to trust that sample size for Luka Doncic to go under 10.5 assists, especially with some of the other guys that was supposed to be in the lineup now getting injured. Now it's game time decision. May or may not play, right? Some of the guys that Luka may actually depend on to actually get his assist. So if anything, I would actually look for him to score more so than actually pass, maybe even rebounds more so than actually pass the ball in that one, right? And my last play is going to be the Charlotte Hornets, which is going to be your first game that's actually on the card. The Charlotte Hornets, they're taking on the Indiana Pacers. Pacers have not been playing well ever since the tournament. Gordon Hayward, which is one of the guys we're going to target tonight, he's coming off a stomach virus or some type of injury that they had him on an injury report for. But the particular play that we target him for is his points, right? Over 16.5. Now, he's cashed his play in 6 out of 7 games, right? The Pacers, they're giving up 19, say almost 20 points, right? Almost 20 points to the power forward or the shooting or the small forward position per game, right? And also they're allowing the 4th most points to forwards. So it doesn't matter if you're small forward or a power forward, they're giving up a lot of points to that. And even though Gordon Hayward is coming off that stomach virus, he's going to have the minutes out there to play. The only thing about that is it could potentially be a blowout, right, on the Indiana side, trying to get back right, losing 3-4 games out of the last 5 or 6, something like that. So I can see Indiana definitely trying to get a bounce back spot, and the Charlotte Hornets, they may be able to keep it close, but still without LaMelo Ball still missing, it's going to give them a hard time trying to actually win the game, because you're missing 20-30 points from that guy, 7-10 assists and a couple of rebounds in there. Those things are instrumental, right? So Gordon Hayward, I do support him over 16.5 points for tonight's contest as well. As always, if you guys haven't already, like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment. Good luck to you, better luck to me. Look forward to seeing you guys next time, all right?